Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 51 of Across America from Franklin, Kansas. And today we're going to be, or actually last night, let me tell you a little bit about last night. I think I mentioned before I closed it out last night that they had a road rally here and they invited me to their picnic afterwards. And boy, that was quite enjoyable. Spent quite a bit of time over here with the folks from Franklin last night. And then I camped in this park right on the other side of this playground here. I had to get a place out of the wind because it was really breezy here last night, but quite nice today. A little rain overnight, but not too much, and so we're up and at it a little earlier today. And today we'll be making our way towards Atchison, Kansas. I don't know that we'll quite make it that far today. It's about 87 miles over there. I want to get at least halfway. Probably the biggest problem today is there's just not a lot of places to camp on the way over there. I'm going to have to rely on city parks again, and you kind of have to get permission for that, and if they don't already have it like posted that you can camp there. So I'm not really sure what the situation is going to be with the couple that I'm aware of that I can possibly get into over there. And then there's just there's not much in the way of services anyway between here and there. So there's a halfway point I think we can that would probably work out okay, but I'd like to get a little bit further than that. Do a little bit more than just the 45 or so miles that it would take me to get over there. So we're going to get out here, get on the bike and get going, and we'll see you out there on the road today. So here we are making our way out of Franklin. I really like this town. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed about the routes that I've taken. It's been mostly through towns like Franklin, smaller towns, and the pace is slower, the people aren't as, I guess, aggressive in traffic around these towns. They give you space. I mean, a big truck there just pulled over in the other lane to go around me. Didn't have to do that. There's enough room here, but he did. Very appreciative of that. And it's just kind of the way it is out here. And you get around the larger towns and I don't know, I guess people are in a bigger hurry. It takes longer to get places. But then there's just the things like what happened last night with getting invited to a road rally picnic by the townspeople that were participating in it. That just happened to be at the park that I was going to camp in. And as I said before, that's happened more than once. And I come from a small town in central Illinois, and quite honestly, that's what the people were like there when I was a kid. And when I go back there, I find the same thing. Really hasn't changed that much. So I will miss these little towns that I pass through when this trip is over. And the people in them, the experiences that I've had, enjoying their company, learning about them, and answering questions about what I'm doing. And everybody to a person has been very, very, very kind and always wanting to help. So we will continue on this Kansas Highway 9, which has been a really nice road. It doesn't have much shoulder, but there's not much traffic on it. Well, at least so far there hasn't been. It's been pretty nice. We'll see how we do today. It's going to, I think, depend a lot on the terrain, how much up and down. It looks to be pretty substantial today, so we'll see. But boy, it's a lovely morning out here, I will say that. Wow. Not too hot yet. I didn't even look at the weather. I looked last night. It's supposed to chance of rain today. There's like a chance of rain every day for the next 10 days, I think, something like that. It's just that kind of weather pattern of summer-like thunder showers, thunderstorms. Usually more of a chance of them in the afternoon, so we'll deal with it as we get it. So far I haven't been rained on, so since day the day that we crossed Taguati Pass. That was the last day I really got rained on. Just to give you a little idea of what this road's like, this has been like several miles of it like this now. Straight down, straight up. I'm loving this pinion gearbox because I'm grabbing like 4 or 5 gears at a time to do this, and man, they look steeper than they are. This is about a 6% grade here. She's sitting right on 6. But yeah, this is fun. So here is Centralia. 17 miles into the day. So we're between the towns of Corning and Goff right now, actually coming into Goff. And trying to figure out about how far I'm going to go today. I'm not going to make it to Atchison. I've figured that much of it out. That's just too big a chunk to bite in this terrain, and I just did a 5-mile section going straight south into the wind, and I think I've got 4 more of those. Like, I don't think they're quite 5 miles, they're like 2 to 3 mile sections straight into the wind, and it was nothing but just up and down hills, and it's brutal. That wind's blowing about 20-25 miles an hour out of the south. Even though it's only about 80 degrees out, I'm feeling hot. It's just the constant up and down. You get cooled off a little bit going down the hills, and then I don't think there's anything in this town other than just the town. So here's the town of Wetmore. A couple things we'll check out here. The park, which I think is right up here on the left. They're supposed to have a restaurant and a couple of restaurants in town here, but no convenience store. But I don't need really either one. I haven't filmed in a while, so I probably picked about the ugliest spot I've been in all afternoon to film. Ooh, it smells like cow poo. It really does. And I'm going uphill again, so I'm probably going to stop. But anyway, there's some cows. It's hot, it's windy, and it's hilly. I think that's probably the same thing I said this morning. This one's for you, Dad. My dad loves mules. So this is the Whiting City Park. Nice little park here. I checked up the grocery store because it's the only thing that's open in town, and they said they thought that they allowed camping here, so that was good enough for me. If somebody comes in, I'm going to be hanging out here for a while before I set up a tent. If somebody comes down and has a problem with it, they'll probably tell me, but it's pretty quiet here. There's nobody in the park right now, and I'm just going to probably set up in the gazebo here tonight, look and see what the weather is like. There's a nice little gazebo here. Let's set the tent up in there, and don't really have to tie it down or anything, and just get in it and go to bed. Then if it rains, I don't get wet, and the tent's not packing up wet tomorrow. So, as it did this morning, because we got a little rain last night, so I'll get it out and I can dry it out now because I'm here early. It's 4:51, and kind of a shortish day, 53 miles, but I'm more than halfway to Atchison, Kansas, so I can make that tomorrow, about another 30 miles, and probably get on the other side. There's a campsite on the other side of the river on the Missouri side that I'd like to get to, so we will do that. So that's the end of day 51, and we'll see you on the trail tomorrow. Now just some views up here from the top one of these massive hills that I've been going up and down. Ooh, this is the first, at least little bit of flat that I've seen. Here in Missouri, so very pretty up here, but so the shoulder is Leaves a few things to be desired. It looks pretty good here, but the rumble strip takes up about just enough of it to make it annoying, but where it really gets dicey is in two places. And I'm going to put the camera on the front here in a second, is the foliage grows right out into the middle of it, and you can't see what's behind it. And I nearly got taken out by a bunch of walnuts laying on the road a few miles back that I couldn't see when I was coming up on them. So you can't really, when it gets covered up, you got to move out of it. And then, well, this road is not very wide to start with. So this has been fun to say the least. I'm supposed to get off of it here pretty soon. In fact, I think it might be this next intersection up here I'm coming to. And I'm hoping it's more of a country road because this thing is treacherous right here. So try to get these next few miles out and hopefully get on a better road. Well, this is even worse. And you can't see it, but there's a rumble strip over there, and then there's a ditch, and that's it. And so far there's been a lot of traffic on this piece of road I turned onto. Okay, well, we're coming into Platte City here. Fairly sizable town. And man, I'll tell you what, those last 5 miles were nothing but survival mode. That is the worst road I've been on this entire trip. I mean, that road was extremely heavy traffic. A sheer drop off for most of the shoulder, and the shoulder was 2/3 rumble strip. Well, from here, this looks more like a wall than a road. I hope it looks a little better when I get to it, because right now it's looking pretty daunting. And I just climbed one of these a couple of miles back, and I haven't been in my lowest gear since, I don't even remember the last time I was in my lowest gear climbing something. Well, this doesn't look as bad as it thought it was going to be. It's getting late in the day to be doing this though. I'm really getting tired. Ooh, I'll do some narrative right now while I can actually breathe. Man, I'll tell you what, Missouri is greeting me with a vengeance. Whew. Probably wasn't the most brilliant of ideas to do my first 40 miles of Missouri after already doing 30 miles for the day, but well, here it is, and I got 8 miles to go, 7.5 miles to go to get to Smithville, and I'm getting a motel there for the next 2 nights to rest up a bit because my legs need a rest. Look at this thing. Doesn't that look like appealing? I mean, that is steep. I'm glad I got this downhill to help. You can't even count the grade on this, it's so steep. It just gave up. Just gonna spin it out. Whoa! 9.9, 10, 10.1. I must be on the approach pattern for Kansas City International, because there's planes just coming over and over and over and over. Whew. Okay, I'm going to turn it off because this is going to be ugly. I might swear. I don't want you to hear me swear. Some more go fast, go slow action here. Watch out for children. They better watch out for me. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 54 of our trip across America from Smithville, Missouri. Day 53 was a rest day. I rode to a library and back about 3 miles, so I'm not going to count that, but it does count as a day of travel. And we are off on a rainy Thursday morning. I waited till about 10:30 for the rain to stop, and it has, but there's still rain in the area, so I've got the rain gear very close by. So first order of business is I'm going to stop and grab brunch, because I didn't have anything really there to eat at the house and didn't want to walk in the rain uptown to get something, so there wasn't really any place for breakfast down here anyway. So this is the first looks at the shortcut I'm taking to save me, I think, 12 miles today. And we'll see how it works out. It's a lot of traffic so far and no shoulder. Yeah, Missouri got it wrong when they built these shoulders here as far as bikes are concerned. If you start the rumble strip on the white line and continue it halfway through the shoulder, there's no place for a bike to ride over there, especially when it drops straight off. I mean, this one ain't too bad, but boy. Well, here we are coming into Kearney. And I didn't film any of that last bit because it was bad. No shoulder and a lot of traffic. I mean, a ton of traffic. This saved me 12 miles, but I'm beginning to wonder if it was worth the danger I put myself in. Man. Well, here we are coming into Excelsior Springs. And coming past this point would have been 32 miles on the other route, and I've only gone 21. So, was it worth it? I don't know. Okay, we got, yeah, just what I was afraid of. Well, we're going to have to determine what sort of Crow's Road this is, and it looks like it's a bridge. And I thought there was a side turnoff down here to get around it, but apparently not, which means I got to go all the freaking way back to the top, I think. Let's go see what it looks like. Looks like it's been... Well, folks, it looks like I might make this. Like this might have been a good call. Other than being very muddy, trying to find a good place to ride in it is the biggest challenge so far. But it looks like I'm going to get through it. So we'll call this one a closed road encounter of the second kind. Yeah, the road's closed, but you can get around it with a bike. Actually, you probably could have done this with a car. I'm guessing with a car, you probably could have got through this. And it kind of looks like some people are doing that. So that would make it a closed road encounter of the first kind, which is, yeah, it's really not closed. I'm gonna go through the water and wash my tires. Okay, now welcome to Excelsior Springs. This is the actual town. Oh, look, end road work. Just at the right time. Well, there's a better look at Missouri. I'll be getting on the Katy Trail, and I found a spot where I can jump off the Eastern Express and get on it a little bit sooner than the Eastern Express joins it, and I'm going to do that. And then that's going to eliminate the situation. And it's a railroad grade trail, so it's going to be a lot leveler, a lot flatter. And I've pretty much made the decision that I'm going to run that all the way up to St. Louis, to the Mississippi River, and cross over into Alton, Illinois, even though it's going out of my way a little bit north. I ran the miles and it's not much. And it will save me a lot of really hilly riding, getting down to either Chester or Cape Girardeau, Missouri to cross. I don't believe it. It's a shoulder. I mean, this is a real shoulder. It's like half a car lane wide or more. Yay. So I just spent about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes here waiting for some severe thunderstorms to pass, and they have. And you can look off to the west here. It's kind of clearing up. Back this way, they're still rolling out, so it's just quit raining. I'm gonna get back out here. I'm gonna put my rain gear on. I'm only gonna make it about another 25 miles today. I got about 25 miles from this truck stop here that I stopped at. I've got a motel room for the night. I was gonna try to make it down to a campground in, can't even remember the name of the town anymore, but that's just gonna be too big of a bite before dark. So we'll dock out this next 25, hopefully in the next couple hours, 2.5 hours or so, and it's almost 6 o'clock now, so it'll be probably getting dark by the time we get down there. It's starting to get dark anyway. So we'll see you out there on the road. Well, this looks very pretty here in the evening. The sun setting behind me, shining the out on the cornfields here, the harvested corn, and yeah. And we got a train over there about a half mile long, quarter mile long. Yeah, it really adds a picturesque look to the Great Plains out here. Well, this isn't the Great Plains, this is Missouri, but this kind of flat part of Missouri we're rolling through right now with the thunderstorms that move through. The dark clouds are off in the distance ahead of us and sun shining behind us. I've always loved this view, this look. I just turned this on because I'm curious as to if we can see the road when it's this dark. Went past a grain elevator. That's what the noise is. But my mic died. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm in Lexington, Missouri. Wiggling my way through town. Get to a motel on the south side of the town.